In early June, controversial comedian Louis C.K. dropped a surprise announcement that he was releasing a new feature project, 4th of July, an indie dramedy which he directed, co-wrote, edited and stars in. On Thursday, 4th of July had its world premiere at a sold-out Beacon Theatre in New York, with fans of CK flocking to see a movie that is likely to have a very limited release. Fourth of July not only marks CK's return to filmmaking but is also part of his attempts to return to the mainstream following allegations of sexual misconduct from multiple women. In 2017, the comedian was accused by 5 women of undressing and masturbating in front of them, allegations he admitted to and apologized for. The allegations came at the height of the #MeToo movement and resulted in several companies severing ties with CK. Having spent the better part of the last 5 years as something of a pariah in Hollywood, CK has gradually made a comeback to stand-up comedy, and in April, he won a Grammy for Best Comedy Album for Sincerely Louis C.K. After 4th of July's premiere, CK and the film's cast held a panel discussion at the Beacon Theatre, where the comedian confessed it was his first time premiering a film in front of a live audience. "I've actually never done this," he said. "To see what folks laugh at. It's a wonderful feeling." CK said that 4th of July, described by The Hollywood Reporter's reviewer as lacking the acerbic edge of his brilliant work on the sitcom Louie, was financed by himself. The comedian said he reached out to longtime friends and collaborators, many being fellow comedians from his home city of Boston, to make his vision come to life. Among the collaborators was comedian Joe List, the film's co-writer and lead actor. "It wasn't like I cast Joe as this guy," said CK. "It was a story that we wanted to tell together. It never entered my mind that somebody else would play him." In 4th of July, List plays Jeff, a recovering alcoholic and jazz pianist living in New York City. Following the advice of his therapist, played by CK, Jeff confronts his family during their annual 4th of July vacation. The film tackles the anxiety that comes along with going back home and the feeling of being out of place even among family. "You have your feelings, you want to go back and tell your folks that they ruined your life, that it's all their fault," said CK of the film's underlying themes. What ends up happening is he says the thing he was afraid to say. It didn't happen necessarily to the effect that he wanted, but it's okay that he said it. It's saying, "You hurt me and I hurt you. Let's have some pizza. It's like, it's gonna be okay." CK and List said they wanted to bring a difficult yet relatable family situation to their audience. The duo drew from their own experiences going to therapy and communicating with their loved ones. "In real life, people don't succeed in really expressing themselves," said CK. "These two," he said, pointing to List and Sarah Talmash, who are married in both the film and in real life, "they really did this great thing of just how do we say this to each other. In your family, if they want you to drink and you won't, it hurts their feelings," added CK. "And if you won't be like them, put on the fucking Boston t-shirts and be a fucking idiot like them, it's a rejection. This is what it's like going home for Jeff," he said. Fourth of July will also screen at the Shubert Theatre in Boston on July 1st and at the Vic in Chicago on July 2nd.